Hey guys, this is my first video for here. Don't know if I'm going to be doing more. Just playing with this and seeing how it works. Just giving me something to do to get things off my mind. Been trying to figure out what to call these videos. Who knows? Catharsis-ism? Is that a word? We'll find out. That's the music of Mark Barnes from his CD Awakening. It's called The Awakening. Maybe that's part of what this is the healing process. In case you don't know, healing from what is healing of the loss of a loved one. My spouse, John Lackey, passed away on the 5th of May. Cinco de Mayo, of course. Now I've got my brother who passed away on Halloween, and now I've got a Cinco de Mayo. But now it's time for the second line. In case you're wondering, this is Boudreaux, in case you're wondering what's going on down here. Boudreaux's being a mess. He's being a leech, which is good. He's helped me get through a lot of this. Where do we go? What do I talk about? This whole grieving process sucks. First off, being a behavior analyst, I've had to do grief counseling with patients that are on the psych unit because of depression, and the depression is a grief depression. I've seen some go to a psychiatrist because of the depression, and immediately they get put on drugs and classified, diagnosed as clinically depressed. Well, yes, I do match that criteria right now of crying every day for a month, over a month. Will it stop? It's slowed down some. It's not a constant like it has. It still comes on. You may see one here on the video. Who knows? I want this to be a celebration for John. Celebration of his life. That he chose his last months to be with me. His daughter tells me that it was the happiest she had seen him in 20 years. Was the months that he was with me. So we're gonna pause this a second. Okay, I'm back, sorta. Having John in my life has been one of the most amazing things. He's given me a lot more than I think he knows now. He's given me the strength to get through this. History. I'm 61. Have dated off and on throughout the years, but I've never found anybody that was, it. I met John on Plenty of Fish in August of last year. We started, it was so funny, I'd given up. I was like, I had deleted all the dating apps. I'm not going to tell you all of them, but I had quite a few on there. But none of them I didn't do a whole lot with, but met a few people over, but nobody that really did it as much as John did. I said I'd given up, deleted everything. Something told me one last time, try Plenty of Fish. Well, I did. And that's when I saw John's picture, and I was like, interesting looking. He likes to go camping. Oh, hiking. Something I love to do. Being out in the woods. So we did. We talked, exchanged phone numbers so that we could talk back and forth, and text. And there wasn't a couple hours at least, I'd say. A couple hours between texting back and forth. I work 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts. On my days off, we'd start texting like 4 o'clock in the morning. That's because we both woke up about that time. Very interesting, we both had the same time clock. We would text back and forth a lot. When I was at work, on the way to work, before I'd leave, I would text him that I was leaving, and he'd be like, "Now, you be careful, drive safe." And I was like, "Okay." We talked about things like YouTube and Facebook. He didn't like Facebook because he downloaded it one time and got all of these ads, and he hated the ads, and they just wanted way too much information, yada, yada. So he didn't have a Facebook account. So a lot of people did not know John, which was interesting. YouTube he thought was silly, but so on the way to work I would hear music, hear a song that a lot of times would say what I wanted to say to him, but it was put to music, so why not? So I'd send it to him and go, "Song of the day," and it became a thing. He worked on my car a lot. That he wanted to make sure that I was safe. He fixed the headlight where a drunk had hit my car. He fixed the headlight and he wanted me to be safe. So funny. When I would go to work, I didn't have to. He didn't demand it, okay? But he would go, when I would get to work, as soon as I'd get there, he was like, "I made it, I'm at work." He goes, "Oh, I'm so glad you're safe. I'm glad you made it, honey. Have a good day, I'll talk to you later." And we would text throughout the day. I would go out on my breaks and text him, and sometimes he would text back, sometimes he'd be busy, and that was okay. But there was always one there at some point in time, and no, I didn't text at work. On my breaks, I did. Okay, let me get that clear for those if anybody from work sees this. So we planned to meet. We finally met in interesting music change. We finally met in September the 16th. He came to my house because at the time I didn't have driver's license, so I couldn't drive the car until I got my driver's license. Anyway, he came to visit, spent the weekend, spent the night. So what? We're gay. Apparently we didn't have time. And when he got out of the car, there was just this, because we've been talking online a lot, texting back and forth a lot. So, it was just this immediate, oh my God, comfort and safety that was just it was really weird. They say when you meet your true love, you'll know. Well, they're right about that, because I sure did. The second date, about 2 weeks later, after when he was getting ready to leave, getting ready to pull out, he said, okay, I'll see you later. I love you. And I was like, what? I was like, and he tried pulling it back. Oh no, I didn't. No, I just. It's too soon. Way too soon. I'm sorry. No. And I was like, So we would always talk back and forth, and when I would even hint at the word love, since he was the first one that said it, I felt okay. He opened that can of worms. I was like, well, everything about you, John, was something that, I agree that love is something that you have to, that grows. You can't, the spark is there for sure, and it was. And that was always my theory, the spark is there, the emotion is there. Do we feed the seed of love? Not to be tacky. If y'all want to take it somewhere tacky, go right ahead. So did we? And he said it was just way too soon, and I said, okay, what about, I'll just say you're my L. And that's how that came to be. It was funny. And he said, well, I want to make sure that we get to know each other more. I was like, well, I feel it now, so why can't we just go ahead and say what I feel? When we would get together, and he would just go, are you trying to make me fall in love with you? I was like, well, no, but why? Is it happening? He goes, yeah. I said, well, good. So that means it is there. And we talked about moving in together, and he says, well, I'll put together by the end of the month, end of the year in December. Well, basically right after his birthday, which was October 7th, we pretty much discussed and we were going to move in together. We hadn't decided when, where, how. But he said probably by March. Well, I found a place we found this place in February, so I moved in here in the middle of February. He wasn't ready to move out yet. That's a whole nother story, and that's not information that I'm willing to give. Just basically, he had to stay where he was at for a while till he got things cleared up there before he moved out. And so he moved me in here and would stay. Pretty much go home every other weekend, back to Shelby. But he spent most of the time, especially on my days off, here. There were a couple times that I had to spend it by myself, which was interesting, getting things together and getting the excitement of putting stuff together and figuring out. So when he came, things were done. Like when I went to the store and had ice cream and I had chocolate sauce, chocolate syrup for him, and he was like, I was like, oh. I told him, I said, I'd gone to the store looking, check it out and see what all I got, and he saw that and he goes, oh, chocolate sauce. I was like, yeah. Yeah, he liked his chocolate milk in the evenings. And his tea in the mornings. And sometimes throughout the day, he drank a lot of hot tea where I drank coffee. And a lot of water. We both smoked. He said that we needed to quit, and we were talking about it. That once we got moved and settled in, then we'll talk about quitting smoking. It was a little late, but okay. So I'm trying, but there's times that this is it. Okay. On the 27th of April, or basically the 1st of April, we moved in together. Totally, he was totally moved in. And it was always an adventure. Where were we going to go? We went camping once. And camping, it's not roughing it like you think. When you've got hookup and you have a TV, DVD player, a refrigerator, one of the small refrigerators, the tent is a 2-room tent with queen size air mattresses. Yeah, that's a story that was funny because we had talked about the inflator, the pump, and I said, "Oh, I've got one somewhere. It's in storage, I think." So here we go on this camping trip, and we get there, and the first night he's like, "Okay, where's the air pump?" I was like, "It's in the storage shed. Remember, I told you it was in storage. I didn't know where exactly it was." "Oh, I thought you were going to bring it because I didn't bring mine." I was like, So the first night, we have a tire pump that you plug into the cigarette lighter, and it'll pump up your tire. Well, guess what? It didn't really fit into the air mattress deal, so the air mattresses did not get blown up real good that first night. Pretty much we slept on the ground. He was grumpier than hell, man. It was funny, though. He was laughing. He was like, "Oh, that was just a pain in the ass." So what we did was got in the car, drove to Walmart, and I bought a tire pump, or air pump, mattress pump thing. So, tent on it was okay. We couldn't burn because it was during the drought. This was in October. So, but we did have the TV and each other, and it was fun. So on my days off, we would just go places. Usually one of the places we like to go is Veterans Park here in Alabaster. They have some nice walking trails, and they have a dog park. And that's where I take my dog now. I'm not going to say his name because he'll just get up here and start bugging me again. Checking out historic places, state parks. Oak Mountain State Park's really pretty. Briarfield State Park was the last park that we went to, forest type thing, and we went walking around there and thought they had camping, and we checked it out, and actually we were supposed to leave for a camping trip the day that he passed away. So I haven't made it back. I went to Briarfield once afterwards just to walk around and be by myself, and it's not. We the next day we went to Botanical Gardens, and that brings up the subject of marriage. Getting married, we talked about, because now that we could get married, what would we want to do? And it was about the third day. And if he would want to get married, and he was like, "I've been married twice before, and those really didn't work out that good, so I don't sort of shy on marriage." I was like, "Well, you know, one of it was you was married to women, and you weren't married to me." And he laughed, and he goes, "Okay, tell you what, if we're still together in a year, we'll table it till then." So, okay, I told him, I said, okay, September 16th is our anniversary that we first actually met, and when I really fell in love with him, and so we'll table it till then. We didn't make it that far. Oh well. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. And what won't be, won't be. So, alright. Like I said, I want this to be a celebration of John. One of the things that people have talked about dating, and I'm like, I don't even have any idea about that, you know. Have somebody as a companion to be there, yeah, right now would be nice, but dating, for any seriousness, One of the things I gotta say, thank you, John. You showed me what I really am looking for. Somebody that will be my advocate and my supporter, which John was. It doesn't. I don't want somebody that is like right there on top of forgetting everything and I'm just the only thing, you know, and that's not what I'm wanting per se. But someone that I could be there for, that I can support and advocate for them. And we could do it for each other in the mutual, but it took me 61 years to find John. At this point, I'll be 120 before I find another John. And I'm not ever going to say that I'm out looking, because I'm not right now. This would be the worst time to try and have a relationship. You're going to have to be there and let me boo-hoo a lot. So, well, another subject to discuss about it is dealing with this grief business is an ADC. Not ABC, ADC. After death contact. It is a phenomenon that it does happen. I've done some research, and there's a group out there that is actually looking for more research into it. It could be visual, where you could actually see the person. Auditory, you can hear them. Or you can feel them. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Could be signs some way or another that you wouldn't believe that is there. I've had signs, many of them. I've had one feeling. I was getting ready to go to my first grief counseling, and I was crying, thinking, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if in front of somebody I've never met. I don't know if I can make this. And as y'all have seen in pictures, I'm usually on John's right, and he has. So we would always hold hands at any given time, which was amazing. And I just felt this warmth on my tips of my left fingers. And it went up my fingers all the way into my palm of my hand, and it was like somebody was holding my hand. Another time I had that same feeling of dread, and I just couldn't do it. I felt alone. And it just came again, and I'm like, oh God, so he's here with me. Whether anybody out there really believes it or not, and if it's just me trying to comfort myself, that's fine. I don't care, it works. But for me, it's real. The whole thing of the music, this is the funny part with YouTube. John thought YouTube was silly. And then, working on my car, he was trying to figure out how to get the side mirrors that had been knocked off, how to get into the door panel without breaking the door. He couldn't figure it out. Well, I came home from work one day, and he was just as happy as a kid with a new puppy. He was just like, oh, I found out how to do the door to get the door panel off. I just looked it up on YouTube, and there it was. Now I know how to do it. I'm like, I started laughing. He goes, what? And I was like, where'd you find it? Huh? But to see his excitement was just so cool. And his daughter will tell you he had a gold thing for his tooth. And then when he'd smile, it would just sparkle. And I don't know if it was actually the gold tooth sparkling or just what I saw in him. And like I said about singing songs of the day, and I was talking about getting a ritual tattoo. In case you haven't heard of what that is, that's where you get a tattoo with the person's ashes in ink. And I'm doing it if I can. Um, and I was talking about it and thinking about it. And I always put on, since he's passed, I just go in and put music on. I don't think of it. I just go through my files of music and hit, okay, play this CD. And I put on, I think it was Diana Washington, in case y'all ever know. I hadn't even listened to the CD, I just had it. And the first song was, I Got You Under My Skin. Tell me John doesn't have a sense of humor. Anyway, that's going to be it for this session. It's almost a half an hour, and whether anybody likes it, comments on it, I don't know. Thank you, George, for starting out doing these for yourself, and looks like it helped you, so I'm going to keep this up, and hopefully it'll help me. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.